The title of this podcast is Making Kindness and Having an Open Heart Your Foundational Position. I'm going to start with an analogy or an example that involves one of my favorite things to do, which is pickleball. When I first started doing pickleball, uh, I had some really great coaches who were helping me learn the game and learn to do it in a very effective way. One that allowed me to have fun while also growing and increasing my skill set in the sport. One of the coaches gave me a great foundation, and the second coach, which I have now, took it to even a higher level to where he was a stickler on form and he wouldn't let me move past one particular shot before I could try other shots. And I would want to bring him all these suggestions of shots that I wanted to work on because I watched these pros hit all these shots. These great shots, incredible two-handed backhand. They would do backhand flicks and rolls. They would do forehand rolls and punch volleys, and they would put slice on the ball, and all these amazing things that when I was watching the pros play, I like, I want to do that. He's like, we're not ready for that. We're not ready for that. We're not ready for that. And the great thing is I didn't say, let me find another coach because this coach won't let me do it. I just believed him that what he was teaching me was foundational and let me really master this. And the first shot he taught me was the dink, which for people that don't play pickleball is when you're close to the net, your opponents are close on the other side of the net, and the ball is put into that non-volley zone that separates the two of you uh, uh, by the net. And it's not a whole lot of space, but it's enough space to where you can get the ball into that part of the court. But you have to do it in a way that hopefully doesn't allow your opponents to attack the ball. It doesn't, you don't hit it in the air. It actually bounces in front of your opponent so they can't attack it. And part of hitting this shot really well is how you hold the paddle, your paddle position. And if you flick your wrist or anything like that, you're going to pop the ball up. Your opponent's going to attack. But if you can keep your paddle down throughout the shot and just use your shoulder, you can be really effective with the shot. And then from that shot comes all your other shots. How you hit your forehand roll, how you hit your forehand drive, how you volley the ball. I mean, just all these other things, other shots come from this one shot. It is foundational. And again, I would still come to my coach telling them, but this is different. I want to work on this shot. I got beat in the game because of this. He's like, if you master this foundational shot, you can beat people who are better than you with this part of the game. And then once you show me that you've mastered this shot, we can introduce new shots. And but we won't add any new shots until those shots have been mastered. So my coach James has been, and his cousin Malima have been really great with that. James is a stickler for form. The lessons are typically about an hour long, and in the hour, all we do would be dinking if I didn't get it right. And people talk to me and they were like, "You spent an hour dinking?" Because they want to play the game, they want to hit off other shots. Like, we spent an hour dinking. So much so that I have come to love dinking. I love it. And part of that was I accepted that this is part of the process and I really need to get good at it. And the same thing applies to leading with kindness and keeping an open heart, that your mind will want to do other things. Your heart will want to do other things, like clothes. The mind complain. The mind be restless. It will want to do all these things that do not lead to long-term success, happiness, and inner peace. Just like me not mastering the dink from which all other shots are going to result from, not mastering it will not allow me to be successful long term in the game as I start to play better and better players. And so, but if I can take that analogy and apply it to me keeping an open heart and leading with kindness, then no matter how other people show up, I will be kind and open hearted. No matter what the world does, I'll be kind and open hearted. And having done both, I will tell you, I would much rather live and lead with kindness and an open heart than to do the opposite of having a closed heart and not being kind, being upset, being critical, being judgmental, to being mean-spirited. That's no way to live. And I am choosing to live a different way. And again, this is unconditional. The open heart applies to what's happening in the world on a political basis, on a national stage, what's happening in the workplace, what's happening in your home. No matter what happens in your relationship, this applies. So I encourage you to get back to the basics, regardless of what's going on. Don't talk to people and ask people for advice who are not committed to you being helping you stay with the basics. Now, talk to them and be around them, but don't talk to them about the challenges because they won't help you get back to the root. And you need to be at the root if you're going to be successful and experience more bliss and inner peace.